now, and I'm going to shit my pants. Speaker. Hi, is Neil there? Yipes.
Planetarium.
Hi, my name is Brandon Stroud. I was calling...
Hi.
Oh, hi.
We were just going to call you.
Okay,
Hold
okay.
on.
Okay. We're on a first name basis. Fiona.
Tyson here.
Hey, Neil.
Speaking.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Brandon.
Hello.
Well, this is certainly, let me just start off by saying that this is a complete honor to talk to you.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
You sound, from your email, you sound quite ambitious.
Well, I'm very ambitious and completely into the whole, everything that has to do with outer space as a whole. And I've read your book, Death by Black Hole, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
Thank you. Thank you. That's one, people like that one more than others I've written, so that's consistent about that reaction.
I would have to say my all-time favorite chapter would probably be the one on when the universe turns bad. So, so that's probably, yeah. It was in the summer reading section at the bookstore. So.
Yeah, there you go.
So, well, I just had a few questions, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Well, one question I've had that I really, I've been searching for this answer for a long time is time real? And what I mean by that is it tangible like gravity? Can we see its effects? And if so, is it, circular or does it have a path?
Well, there are two ways to think about time. One of them is passage of time.
Mm-hmm.
The other is the measurement of time. The measurement of time is quite arbitrary. You have these things called seconds, days, hours, minutes. That's what we use to reckon time. But no matter what means of reckoning we use, time progresses from the past through the present into the future. And so there are certain natural countings of time, including the vibrations of atoms, this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, as Einstein said, time is defined to make motion look simple,
mm-hmm.
and that's a pretty fair assessment. The idea that time would be a variable in an equation in physics, somebody had to come up with that fact.
Mm-hmm.
The same way someone had to come up with the concept of energy. So, the fact that whether or not it exists is almost not even relevant. What matters is whether it exists in some fundamental cosmic way is not even particularly relevant.
Right.
What matters is if we have such a thing as time, does it allow other things to make sense
Right.
in the universe? And it does, and so we keep it as this valuable tool to decode the operations of nature.
Okay, well, that certainly answered my question.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay, so...
By the way, if you wanted to go further in time, there's the key phrase there would be the arrow of time.
Uh-huh.
You just do a Google search on the arrow of time. That's kind of fun.
Okay.
That'll be weeks of reading for you right there.
I certainly will. And I haven't finished the book yet, but I read, I'm reading right now The Fabric of Reality by David Deutsch.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
And he has a chapter on time, but I read through a little bit, and from what I understand, he doesn't seem to think that time does exist, but...
Well, what happens is you get people who've taken one or two too many philosophy classes, and they get a little off the deep end. And so I'm saying whether or not it exists, you can debate that.
Mm-hmm.
But what matters is whether your efforts lead you to a deeper understanding of the universe. And typically those kinds of arguments don't, because you're debating meaning of the word, how it applies, but you're not actually advancing our understanding. So I'm simply saying time is just a really convenient concept.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to get rid of it anytime soon.
Well, thank you. That's perfect. You totally answered my question. I also had a question about what you thought about, well, the multiverse theory.
It's a philosophical extension of what's been going on for thousands of years. Every time we thought something was unique, we found out that there was many more of it than what we had seen or experienced. We thought Earth was some special thing in the universe, which is one of a bunch of planets. Oh, the sun is special. No, it's just one of 400 billion stars in our galaxy. The galaxy must be special. No, it's one of 50 billion galaxies in the universe.
Yeah.
The universe must be special. Well, we've kind of been down that road before. So there's strong philosophical argument to suggest that there may be more than one universe, but it also flows out of physics of quantum mechanics in the early universe. Because when the whole universe is small, normally the universe is described by Einstein's general relativity, but when the universe is small, then it needs quantum mechanics to account for it as well. And when the universe is being driven by quantum mechanical forces, then fluctuations, which are common in the atom, now take on the profile of an entire universe. And so the idea is that quantum mechanics would spawn multiple universes in a higher dimensional sort of space in which it's happening, and we're just one of them.
Wow.
And each universe has slightly different laws of physics, because they'd be fluctuations around the laws of physics that happen to be in our bubble.
Wow.
So the multiverse is being given very serious consideration for multiple reasons. There were the reasons I just gave. It's not just, people didn't just pull it out of the ether. It has some cogent argument for why it may be true.
Okay.
Even though there's no data or evidence to
Right.
support it.
Okay, well. All right. Well, if you don't mind, I keep shooting some questions at you for a few minutes. What do you think about, I'm 22. What do you think about, in my lifetime, affordably going to space? Either Mars or the moon?
Most people, when they say space, they mean Earth orbit, but I'm glad that you mentioned something a little farther away,
Yeah.
200 miles up. I think it won't happen in our lifetimes. Not because it can't happen, but the key word there is affordable.
Right.
And space has never become more affordable in the entire effort to accomplish it. Air travel has become affordable from the early days when only the rich would do it. And so there are trend lines when you have sort of a business and a marketplace for it. So the economy of scale and the like. The problem is, when you go into space, you're achieving speeds that escape Earth, which are about 7 miles per second. That is so far and away beyond anything we have accomplished safely and routinely that, not that we couldn't figure out a way to do it, but there's currently no driver. There's no capital markets that will drive investments in doing that cheaply right now.
Right.
Whereas when the airplane was invented, and the people at the time, showed that you can cross the English Channel with an airplane, it was clear that this would have use. It would have military use. It would have touristic use. It would have academic use for people to move from one country to another quickly. You could move goods and services and mail. So the application of that new technology was completely apparent to investors. So the notion of going into space does not have an investment platform right now, other than communication satellites and this sort of thing.
Right. Okay, well, yeah, that's what I was thinking, affordably. I didn't know if that was going to be possible, but you say...
Yes, I'm reluctant. Now, if you speak to sort of space zealots, they'll tell you, oh, it's just around the corner.
Yeah, right. That's what I hear, and,
Yeah, without remembering that we went into space in the first place because we were at war, not because we were discoverers, as we